Hey, hey, how are you doing?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up?
Stressed as always. You want to see something nice? Or let's say something you don't see every day? Nice 100 series Land Cruiser.
Oh yeah.
Here we have the CV axles. They don't look bad, right?
No, not really.
So,
But let me guess, something
here we
is
have a
off.
new Toyota one. There is the second new Toyota one. And when we look at the CV, oh, moves nice and freely, right? As it should be. Yeah. Then we take the CV I took out of the car.
Damn,
Move at all.
that's crazy.
Yeah, what happened? The car was in Iceland. So, you know, the tour guy, the mountain, that Iceland, you have there a lot of water crossings. And somehow the water got into the CV joints, washed out the grease, and now they are, stuck.
Sounds really expensive.
I have actually to replace nearly everything, also wheel bearings. Here is one set, here is the other set. Change the front diff oil. Wasn't the cheapest damage. I mean, wouldn't have happened on a solid axle Land Cruiser. Yeah, sure, would happen too, but not so fast and not so expensive. The rebuild kits are not that expensive. And what is now the learning effect? If you drive lots through water and like to use your Land Cruiser as a U-boat afterwards, you should disassemble everything and grease it. I mean, I never saw it that. I mean, they are really stuck. So I never saw it actually so stuck in CV joints. I saw some like moving hard or not smooth, but not like they're stuck. And the crazy thing is actually, I heard it when I went to get the car. I even drove it and there was no vibration, nothing. So first of all, I heard a squeaking noise. Or not really a squeaking, a clunking noise, more a clunking noise. And I thought first like one of the control arms is shot, but no, the CVs are shot. The left upper control arm also moves not as smooth as the right one, but we are still good on that. Yeah, we know now IFS Land Cruiser, water, not so good. Yeah.
How do the hubs look?
Oh, the hubs actually are looking not so bad. I mean, sure, the wheel bearing housings are a bit disgusting on the inside. You know, water and grease and stuff. Wait. So, because we put in new wheel bearings, we see here on the braces and also around here everywhere, we have rust. Yeah, and because more or less the car now drives again into holidays, somewhere where it is really warm, we address that because nobody wants a blown CV joint on the way there, or even worse, a locking up wheel bearing with like fire and smoke and whatever, and then repair it on the side of the street. So yeah.
Damn, imagine you have to repair that on the side of a street.
It's not even that easy to disassemble everything on the lift because everything is heavy. But on the side of the street, it is for sure a struggle. Big struggle. So, and the second thing on this car, I mean, that's not the Iceland thing. It's just the Land Cruiser gets old thing. This 100 series has an automatic transmission, as most 100s in Europe. The good old A750F transmission, the 5-gear. On that, it does have, let's say, most of the 750Fs, you know, if they're really bad, they throw in every gear, like bam, bam, bam. If they are half good, they throw in good the first 3 gears, and then 4 and 5 is like boom. So it's like you let slip a clutch or you're not really sure if you should shift on a manual. It just is too long in the 3rd gear and it takes too much time to shift in the 4th gear, and the 5th gear is even worse. The actual problem there is because the transmission was flushed and before, we can drive up with the car. So let's search a light, and actually the reason why it does shift not so good. Mostly it occurs after like a transmission flush that it is better, but then the shifting problems start. And why is that? When we look up there we see the shift valves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and some pressure valves and stuff and whatever. What isn't that transmission? I mean, I could like describe every valve and what the valve is doing, but there is no use in that. So they need a good cleaning. So get them out, unplug them, get them out, clean them, get them back in, and mostly then the shift problematic is a lot better. In the case it is not really better, it also could be the valve body itself. There are springs in it and pistons and stuff. Something in there is stuck. But in most cases it's just the solenoids or the wiring loom. Cars now get old, and the problem with like wires that are always in oil is they get hard at some point, and then they start to break and get brittle, and then you have like fault codes like a short valve S2 whatever. That's always a transmission fault code, and it is mostly one of these solenoids or the loom. You can get the loom and also the solenoids in the shop manual. Everything is described how to disassemble the stuff. It's not described how to clean the stuff, but at least to disassemble it. When you clean it, don't take acetone or something really aggressive. Mostly it solves the problem in my experience. They all shift like smooth afterwards. The biggest problem actually on this transmission is 200,000 kilometers, nobody does change any oil, and then you do a flush, and then you flush all the debris into the valves, and then the problematic with shifting starts. But there is a solution, right? So, and now I show you something else. Let's look at the transmission filter. Here we have the trans filter. Here we have a good transmission filter. It's not that long in, just 15,000 kilometers, but already the oil is still red. Actually, the oil isn't that bad. But the thing is, there is a reason why there is an O-ring on it. So it doesn't suck oil over the O-ring into the transmission or valve body, so it sucks it through the filter. And somebody already destroyed it.
Damn, he nicked. He nicked it?
He nicked it. Normally it should go in smooth. You don't need a hammer or something. And you have more than enough space underneath it to get it in straight. And don't do any further damage, but here something happened, whatever. Story of my life, right? Cars have repairs and things go bad on them, but like 50% of the repairs are repairs mechanics. Yeah, and that's the story of this car. So, and that is what I actually wanted to show you. Things happen, boys and girls.